I am a girl born in the wrong body. Doesn't make me any less of a woman.
It's a hot take, but I feel like girl code doesn't really exist on reality shows. I think you have to just do you.
Yeah.
A lesson to all other guests, please.
Yeah.
If you're gonna come with the tea. So what happened?
Oh, God. I haven't spoken about it.
Guys, welcome back to the pod. We have a guest here. We have an iconic guest. Someone that we've been trying to make this happen for a while, haven't we? You probably know her from Married at First Sight. It is Ella Morgan.
And Celebs Go Dating.
Look, I didn't want to give it all away in the intro, but that's how. Okay, let's start. Let's start at the beginning.
Sorry, ignore me.
Right, let me host it.
Okay, yeah, this is your pod.
Let's go back to how people in this industry come to know you, and it was through Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how Married at First Sight happened, because you were the first transgender lady on the show.
Yeah, first trans friend ever, in all of the global series too. And I still am. They haven't had anybody. I think I've probably scared them off. We're never gonna cast a trans person again. So basically during lockdown, I was watching Maths Australia, and it said at the end, do you want to take part in the UK version? So I thought, they're never going to have someone. The way I think about most shows, Love Island, are maybe not Big Brother, but just any kind of dating show where it involves two people. I've always wanted to apply. I applied for Love Island years ago, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to apply for Maths UK. Did it in 2022, in the January. Then I got told I didn't make that year's season. The next year, 2023, they rang me. And I had this number and I was like, hi. They're like, hi, Ella, you won't remember this, but you applied for Maths last year or the year before.
And you're like, I fucking do.
Yeah, because you didn't cast me, bitch. And then they're like, would you consider it for this year? And I was like, okay, yeah, fine. And I just thought nothing of it. And then within, I think I had one or two, you know how it is when you go through the process. I had 1 or 2 video calls and I'm not trying to be big-headed. I knew. Every time, even with Celebs Go Dating, I knew I was going to get it, and other things that could or might be coming up. I just know when I've got something.
That's so interesting.
And I was like, but if I hadn't have applied, they probably wouldn't have contacted me. So I'm kind of glad in a way that they turned me down the first time and then reached out to me the second time. Because everyone always, from my cast, a lot of my cast go, well, you were scouted. And it really annoys me. Because I'm like, no, I wasn't. I did apply. They just didn't choose me for the season ended up. No,
I always believe that happened to me with Love Island in a different kind of way, but I always believe it happens for a reason. You were on this series you were meant to be on. So to most people, the idea of taking part in a show at Married at First Sight sounds like hell. How did you feel the morning of your wedding, knowing that you're about to go and marry someone that you have no idea who this person is? What does it feel like?
So I can't describe what a blind first date feels like because I've never been on one.
Okay.
But I can imagine that's how it would feel. I was literally like, who is this guy? What's he going to look like? What's he going to sound like? I guess for me, I actually was more worried about him not liking me or not understanding my vibe or how crazy I am. So my dad was amazing. Did you watch my wedding?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, it was emotional.
It was so emotional.
Very emotional.
I know that obviously I ended up doing what I did midway through the season, but I will sit here and say it was the best experience of my life and it was one of the best days of my life, even now, even though it ended or it would have ended
because you're coupled up with, I'm trying to find his name.
Nathaniel. So I got with Nathaniel and I said when I got cast, they were like, we need to know your they really go into detail, probably with Love Island. And I knew this would be a big deal because they never had anyone trans on anything really other than Big Brother. So I thought a dating show, having a trans person on is going to cause a media shitstorm. And the Daily Mail went ham on my ass because it was I don't know where they got the information from, but someone had said, I told him at the wedding and he didn't have a clue about me beforehand. And I was like, do you think I'm going to go on national television, tell a guy that I'm about to marry, even though he's a stranger, that I'm trans in front of the whole nation? So I told them, I said, when we went through the application process, they said, what's your type? What do you go for? I said, tall, black mixed race. I don't care about anything really. All it is they have to be taller than me, nice teeth, and just make me laugh. That's all I want. And I guess what I asked for physically, they did give me at first. But I said, I'll only do the show on one condition. You tell him that I'm trans before the wedding. Because I said, I will be the one that gets the shit if you film me telling him. And potentially his reaction could have been really bad.
Yeah.
So I said, let him know that I know. And you need to tell him. And
so
then I said,
knew?
He knew. And then I said, I want to film it as well on camera. Even though he was aware. I said it would be a nice moment for me to tell you from my voice.
So having that
rather
conversation.
than having some random producer say, by the way, the woman that you're about to marry is trans. I just thought, even though I don't feel like I should or anyone should have to go through life being like, by the way, I was born in a boy's body or I'm trans. Sadly, that's the society today that we still live in. And I just knew it was the right thing to do because it was going on telly. Imagine if he'd lost his shit. And been like, I've just married you and you didn't tell me you were a boy. Like, I would be the one.
You have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
So you two didn't hit it off. You were.
No, the wedding was great. Nathaniel
the wedding was
wonderful.
great, but as a personality match, you were like miles apart.
Yeah.
And then you leave the project.
Yeah, well, I got kicked off.
You kicked off, and then you return with JJ, who was someone else's husband that it didn't work out.
So what I did was wrong, and I should never have said, I'm a girl's girl. Sorry, Bianca. She ate my ass up and fully, she literally owned me that episode. Bianca, I'll give it to you. She was like, you're not really a girl's girl. And it is iconic if you steal other people's men. And in my head, I was thinking, why did I just say that? So that's my one regret. And I don't regret anything in life, nothing. One regret is I shouldn't have said I'm a girl's girl. Because even though I know I am, you didn't say to the girl that you've just taken her husband, I'm a girl's girl.
It's a hot take, and I think people might disagree with me, but I said this yesterday in a podcast. I feel like I'm a girl's girl, but I feel like girl code doesn't really exist on reality shows.
No, when I've only just met the girl and exchanged about 3 words with her.
On Love Island, everyone always bangs on like girl code, this, that. But I'm like, these aren't your girlfriends from home. You don't know them, and you are in technically a competition.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of have to play for yourself. It's not your childhood best friend and her ex-boyfriend. It's someone that you met a week ago. I think you have to like just do you.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think because I knew as soon as he walked in late and I knew he didn't know I was trans, I knew I fancied him. But I thought this guy is like an Essex, typical straight Essex cis white boy, is never going to entertain me. So I stayed away.
Okay.
Because I knew I fancied him and I knew if we started becoming friends, I knew my head was going to turn. So I tried my best, but sadly, I couldn't resist. So obviously, I did end up going there, but nothing actually happened.
Let's go from after maths. You're on the outside.
Yeah.
How do you find out that JJ is then dating the Katie Price?
So we left the final vow saying, you know, we love it. I didn't say I loved him, but I was like, I don't think we're going to be together. He said we're not going to be together. So we parted ways as friends. Then we talked as friends on the odd occasion. And then I was invited to a certain event that I didn't end up going to.
Okay. Probably
because I was recovering from some surgery, knowing me, or some shit like that. And I have a group chat with some of the maths girls. And one of them says, I've heard, I won't say who, through the grapevine, that JJ and Katie are like something's going on with them. So I knew even before it got leaked to the press. I didn't care. No. I love Katie. She'll always be iconic. We still message now.
Oh, that's so nice.
Like I love it. I don't have any bad blood with JJ. It's just, you know, like he's just a bit of an ex now.
So from maths fame, you know, you erupted onto the screens. Yeah. Everyone was obsessed with you. You then go on to do the show that I have also done, Celebs
You're the
Go
blueprint.
Dating.
I follow your career.
What are you coming for next?
My podcast will be so right it's wrong. Once you've decided to retire. But no.
Which might be very soon. You dated a guy on the show. You were a lovely couple.
Well, I got the call for Celebs Go Dating. And if I'm honest, I don't know about you, I was like, money. Yeah, I want to get paid for it. It would be lovely to find someone, but
because you don't really get paid for maths, do you?
No, you've got lots of earnings.
So they cover your bills, basically.
Yeah, basically.
So, but obviously, Celebs Go Dating is normally quite a healthy check.
Yeah.
So you're like, here we fucking go.
And I thought if I meet a guy, my track record was my husband didn't fancy me. The guy I then got with didn't really want to be with me. So I thought, third time lucky, did it. Had the best, it was life-changing purely because I met, I don't even want to say his name.
Why?
I met Alex. Yeah, so I met Alex, obviously. Did you meet Alex?
No, I don't think I did.
Oh.
But you were lovely together. Can you tell me what happened or not?
Yeah, sure. I've not spoke about it properly, actually.
Yes, we love
I
an
deliberately
exclusive.
saved myself for this because I knew about this for ages, this pod. So I was like, right, I'm going to save the exclusive for you.
A lesson to all other guests, please.
Yeah.
If you're going to come with the tea. So what happened? Talk to
The
me.
relationship wasn't... Listen, I don't want to badmouth him too much.
But you can if you want.
Then I will. Obviously, there were allegations in the press that he'd cheated and was messaging other girls. I had some messages from some girls saying that my boyfriend at the time had been messaging them, gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, no, if I'm completely honest, because I didn't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to get upset because I am over him. The breakup was really hard because I was falling in love with him.
Okay.
I told him I loved him. I'm sad because I don't think I was treated very nicely.
So the way it was presented on the outside on social media wasn't...
the golden... Yeah. And it really...
It wasn't the reality.
And I'll never do that again.
How are you dealing with that now?
Oh, God, I don't want to get upset.
Oh, don't get upset. Please don't get upset. We can move on the conversation.
It's fine. It's only because I haven't, oh, God. I haven't, spoken about it. And I think I've got this built up.
Yeah.
I guess it's built up anger towards him because I'm just at the age of 31, I finally fell in love with someone because obviously my life started later because of my transition and I couldn't be with anyone until I'd gone through my change. And I guess I'm learning a lot of things that most people learn when they're younger. You go through younger, experiences with boyfriends and sex and all types of things from 16 to 21. I have had to do that all a lot later in my life because my life couldn't start until I was happy with myself physically and mentally.
Of course.
So then to get my first boyfriend off the back of a show, who I then did fall in love with.
Would you class him as your first proper boyfriend?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
and
that's why I'm
that's
hurt.
Major.
Yeah.
That's huge. And also you made the point that, a lot of people start that dating journey from the age of 15.
Yeah, and
make
I'm
all the
31.
mistakes, learn the boundaries that they want to set in place themselves, the way they will and won't be treated. Like you say, you're still figuring it out.
Yeah, I am.
Which is something that probably a lot of people don't take, stock of. That's pretty major.
Maths taught me loads. And I went into Celebs so confident and I left with a boyfriend and I was so happy. And I think you don't really know somebody properly until you spend a lot more time with them. And I think I spent more time with them and I just did everything I could to make the relationship work. But I knew for ages that it was over I should have called it a day. And I tried and I just wanted to be with someone in an unhappy relationship rather than on my own. But I'm so glad now that I'm single and on my own because I'm so much happier.
What would you say to someone listening who feels like they are trapped in a relationship like that?
I'm disappointed in myself that everyone I portrayed that my relationship was perfect because everyone would come up to me and say, "Where's Alex? Where's Alex?"
But do you not think that's the world we live in? I mean, most couples that I know who aren't that happy have the most on-point social media. I almost think the more you post how happy you are, often the case is behind closed doors that it's the opposite.
Yeah.
There's just it's kind of a sad reality of the world we live in. And also there's an added pressure when you come off a TV show.
Yeah.
Chris and I did that.
Yeah.
Me and Chris would post a selfie, or he would, one of us, I was guilty of it too. He would put up a selfie of me and him with hearts underneath. And I'd be thinking, this prick hasn't answered the phone to me for 4 days.
Yeah.
But we felt like we had,
you owed it to the public.
To maintain and I kind of didn't want people asking questions. And like I say, I'm guilty of it too. We both did it. And then when we split in such a explosive way, a lot of people were like, "What? You were amazing together." And then I was thinking, we weren't.
No.
We were horrible together.
Yeah.
But, people didn't really see that.
I'll never do that again. Anyone that I date now, whether they're in or out of the public eye, I won't do what I did with Alex in terms of being so public. And I also, I guess I'm not going to lie to myself again. If I see a red flag and I saw them And so did Stephen. Stephen told
Your
me
friend
things
Stephen saw things
from the beginning, and I went no. And we went to Ibiza, and we bumped. Me and Alex, I took him for his birthday, and we bumped into Stephen. And Stephen said in front of both of us, I'm being honest, I love you, Ella, I love you, Alex. I give this 6 more weeks. And I was like, no, I'm determined to make this last, to prove a point to not only like Stephen, but the public and to my family. And like, I feel like there was pressure on me to... Everyone just loved us together. My comments were always amazing. Everyone loved like seeing me happy because I think people were rooting for me.
Yes.
But I will never be fake as shit like that again. I'm not fake at all. Well, I physically am fake, but what comes out my mouth is never fake. And I think I faked that relationship or how it actually was on social media, and I'll never do it again.
Let's bring the conversation back to you a little bit, because I want to get to know who you were a little bit before maths, and I know the listeners will as well. I mean, I guess the question you've been asked so many times, but do you remember the age or the time when you was aware that you felt you'd been born in the wrong body?
I knew when I was 6.
Wow.
So when I was about 6, I remember watching EastEnders, and it was always a female boss villain characters that I was like, wow, one day I'm going to grow up to be like that. I was very naive and childish as like when I was a kid. And I actually thought that when you go through puberty, you go through what you're meant to go through. So I thought...
did you think you'd...
I'd go through female, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's how delusional I was. So I'd seen... I wasn't allowed a phone. This was years ago. The only time I could research stuff was in ICT. Was it called ICT?
Oh my
IT
God,
class.
Yeah. When you had a computer.
When you had a
in front of
computer.
you, a big
but everything
box
was
one.
blocked. Everything you type in was blocked. You couldn't go on much. And I just used to be like...
So you had no way of kind of researching or like hearing other people's stories?
Until we got a computer at home.
Okay.
Then when we got a computer at home, I was like transgender, deleted the clear history.
And how did you even know what to search for?
Because there was a documentary. They talked about ladyboys and cross-dressers and all the different types of like the gender spectrum and what it means. And I was about 11 or 12 and we went through sex education in school. And that was then the light bulb moment where I actually knew for sure, because they said, this is LGBT, we'll cover this slightly. They never talked about like, gay sex. It was always just a man and a woman and a missionary. And then they briefly talked about, and someone who's trans is someone who's born in the wrong body. And when I tell you, Liv, honestly, it was like a light bulb moment. And I was like, I am a girl born in the wrong body. And there will always be people that say to me, but you're not. You were born a boy. You'll always be a boy. I never said to my mum when I came out a few weeks after that, so I must have been about 12, 13. She said, is there something going on? Are you gay? And I was like, no. I said, I'm a girl. And she went, you want to be a girl? And I went, no, I don't want to be one. I am one. And she was like, you can't be, you're a boy. And I was just like, I don't know what it is, Mum, but I'm telling you, I was not born to be. It's not about physically, it was about how I felt inside.
That.
So the reason I've had surgery is to match how I've always felt inside. So I'll never know how you feel. I'll never be able to say I know how it feels to be a cisgender woman. And when people go on about like trans women are taking away female rights and the suffragettes and all that stuff, and we're taking away like women's rights, I think I'm just here existing as a woman who happens to be maybe a different type of woman, and my journey to womanhood is slightly different to yours. Doesn't make me any less of a woman.
But like you say, our experiences might not be the same.
No.
They're different, but it doesn't mean they don't exist.
No.
And then how old were you when you did your first procedure to kind of begin transition?
It was from the age of 17, I physically started dressing as a woman. I went to the gender clinic. And I had to live as a woman for 2 years, physically, get a job and everything as a woman and prove myself for 2 years before I was allowed that done.
Wow.
So I had that done when I was 20. It was so even after the 2 years, they were like, I was still another year waiting list. So I was like,
great. Were you
great.
scared? Or did it just feel like you've been waiting your
No,
whole
I'd
life
always
to do
been
it?
waiting to have it done. I don't think that having a vagina makes you a woman and having a penis makes you a man. So I didn't think that I would wake up and suddenly be like, oh my God, I'm a complete woman now. Because you always
felt like
I'm just a woman anyway. For me, it just meant I felt more comfortable in my own body. I could wear what I wanted to wear. I'd be able to date and be intimate. Because obviously I was a virgin until I'd had my vagina done. So everyone always says to me, so what would like sex like before, and did you ever masturbate? And I was like, no, like
you didn't do anything.
Nothing. So I've got nothing to compare it to. So I had a bit of filler here and there. Started my hormones at 17, and then I had the vagina when I was 20, boobs when I was 21. I've had them done since again twice, and then I'm having them done again this year.
Are you actually?
Yeah, because this is encapsulated. This has gone rock hard. So I love them though. Then the worst was my whole face.
What did that
involve? I don't know if
involve?
you've seen it on my Instagram.
No, I don't think I have.
Do you want to see what I look like?
Yeah. Tell me what you did in that procedure.
So what I did, because I did it, I wanted to get my face surgery done. It's called facial feminization surgery, where Caitlyn Jenner's done it, for example, where a male skull and a female skull are different in way they're shaped.
Okay.
Like, for example, a man's got a prominent brow bone usually, or a square chin, or a receding hairline. Women tend to have, not a prominent brow bone, and they don't usually have receding hairlines or square chins. So it was about having loads of little things tweaked on my face to make me more round. Like I had 8 things done, like Heidi, in the same go. I had my Adam's apple shaved. I had a lip lift, my nose done, my chin done, fat taken from my stomach and put in my cheeks. I had my brows lifted. I had my hairline pulled down so they removed a chunk of skin. I had implants, titanium implants put here in my temples because in a man, traditionally, their temples are more hollow and they go in, whereas a woman's face is slightly more rounded. So this bit here made such difference. When I show you my before and after, you'll be able to tell. Brow lift, forehead shave.
And you did it all under one anaesthetic?
Yeah. I look like the fish from Finding Nemo, the puffer fish. You know when it goes from small to big? My face just ballooned. Right, this. Oh, God.
Show me, I'm so
You're
excited.
going to absolutely die.
Oh, my God.
It is actually, there's a worse one, but I thought it was quite graphic, so.
Show me the worst one. I did a surgery series.
I know.
I've seen everything. I love it. It's my obsession. There's nothing you can't show me.
And then, where's the graphic one? Oh, this is a funny one. This makes me laugh. You could play some funny music over the top of this. Look at me in Belgium.
The size of your head compared to your body.
Yeah.
It's so swollen.
And so the other day, that's why I've had another lift now.
Were you worried that they'd fucked it up when you saw yourself? And were you like, what have I done?
And
did your mum freak out?
No, she started crying. And she even says to this day, Ella, I still get upset.
And you're happier, I'm guessing.
So much happier.
Do you know the rules? We're going to decide if it's wrong, right, or so wrong it's right.
Okay.
Faking a romance to get more airtime on a TV show. So wrong, that's right.
Did you aim that for a certain someone?
Well, I think I was faking it some days.
Yeah, oh God, honey, I did fake it as long as I could and then left with another husband. So do I say, I agree?
So wrong, it's right. I mean, if you're in for a penny, in for a pound, do you know what I mean?
Honey, I didn't do maths to find love. I did it to become the icon I am.
Well, and you succeeded.
Yeah.
Sneaking out on a date halfway through when it's going bad. I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I nearly did that on Celebs, but I had the courtesy to say, I'm really sorry, I've got an appointment.
Nice.
And I walked out. But I agree with you, it is wrong. If I wasn't being filmed for a show, I probably would do it. Yeah.
I mean, it depends how bad it is.
On a date tomorrow night, and he's fit, and I think I'm quite excited to go. So if it does go wrong,
back door. Not as in like anal, as in like you'll go out the back door. You'll just fire exit.
On the first date.
Fire exit. Go.
No, do you know what you do? Have you never done it? You say you go to the toilet and then you go through either the chef's kitchen or the back
I've
way.
never done that, genuinely. I've never been on a date where I haven't gone home with him.
No. Where we've all been there.
Okay, let's say it's wrong. It's wrong. Setting your age younger than you are on a dating app.
No. I think that's a bit silly. Because
Well, you're setting yourself up to fail a bit, aren't you? Because if you are actually if you're looking for a hookup, who cares? If you're looking to actually meet someone, and then the first thing you've got to tell them on the third day is that you've lied about your age, I think you've got off to a weird start.
Yeah, and why would you be lying?
Yeah.
If you have enough Botox and filler and surgery, you don't need to lie. You don't need to worry about lying, because then you get confidence because people go, oh, you're 31. God, you look about 21. You know?
Okay, wrong. Saying something outrageous on TV just to get the reaction you want from someone. Right.
I mean, come on, hello.
All I do is scream at people for fucking 8 weeks. Ditching your friend at a club after meeting someone you fancy. Do you go missing on nights out? Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, God, there's stories I could tell you.
When I was single, I was like a stray cat. They'd just turn around and be gone.
No,
just disappear into
do you know what? So yeah, I was, yeah. Oh,
so wrong, it's right. Come on, we're only here once. YOLO. Panic agreeing to see someone again after a first date, even though you know you're not interested. Well, it's so wrong that it's right, isn't it?
Well, I did it. I was on Celebs, so yeah. It's not right. I should just...
So wrong, it's right?
Yeah.
Watching old programmes back that you were in. Do you watch yourself back? Okay, me and you don't have this in common. I cannot watch myself.
Really?
Cannot. Hate it.
I don't know what it is. I love... Because I think in the last 2 years since I've done maths, I've had about 50 different faces. I like to see how much I've changed.
Should you like to see where you put your money?
Yeah, and how articulate I can be.
Oh,
maybe not
really
so much today.
nice.
I do enjoy watching myself.
Oh, I wish that I could do that.
Why do you not?
Don't know. I have to watch myself when we edit my TV shows, but I don't like the sound of my voice. I think it's jarring. So thank you guys for tuning in, because I honestly, it could never be me. I have to wrap this up because I'm going to piss myself.
Okay.
So that's why I'm wiggling around. I've not got worms. I'm actually going to wet my pants. But I wanted to conclude the episode before I run to the toilet. It's been everything I hoped it would be and more. And I got a feeling she definitely will be back at some point.
Oh, I'll be like Pete. He just appears everywhere.
You'll have a few returners. You're going to be one of our returners.
Oh, thank you.
If you'll come back.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you don't even need to pay me. I'll be back, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're not paying you for this one. I hope that's...
No, I know, you silly cat. And by then, I would have probably had another 15 surgeries.
Can't wait. Thanks, Ella, for coming on. We love you.
Oh, I love you. Thanks for having me. Mwah.